There y'all are. Listen, I have had such a fun weekend. One of my dearest friends, they came into town and we spent the weekend together and it was absolutely wonderful. But it feels like I've been away from y'all for a month and it has been since Friday. It feels like an eternity. And my brows, dude, I'm finishing them up actually. My brow tutorial is now on my saved highlights. So check there, because we just did that. I think that's what we did on Friday a month ago. I don't normally show a lot of my life and I really love to focus on makeup, but so this is my friend's dog. This is little Shima girl. And then of course Jean and then Doug, and they were inseparable and best friends. And it was honestly the sweetest thing in the whole wide world. So I thought that y'all might want to see it too, but we're getting to the makeup right now. But I just thought this was just the whole time, just snuggles and kisses and love. And it was just so peaceful and wonderful. And they're just precious and I love them. I'm in a springy mood. Let's do something spring, but do remember it's Feral Monday. And if you're new here, Feral Monday is exactly what it sounds like. I go absolutely feral and I do wild, out of control looks, or I teach a really wild technique, something that we normally wouldn't wear daily. Well, some of us, I would, but I do understand that all of us have a different makeup journey. But Monday is just feral. The rest of the week I do kind of techniques and looks that apply more to some of our daily routines. But Monday it gets wild. Also, let's do a refresher on how much eyeshadow base I'm using. I picked up a little bit more. You can see it there on the brush. I love how it focuses now. It's so awesome. So you'll see it there. And then I want you to notice that I'm never swiping. I kind of start at my lash line and I tap it on, and that's going to ensure that it's a very thin, even layer. If you have an eyeshadow base and it's creasing, this might be one of the issues. You just want it to be in a very thin, even layer. And then we take it all the way up. And then I like the bristles here, and the reason why we really thought about it is because I don't really carve at the moment. You could carve with this brush, but if you just kind of lightly push it into the brow hair, it doesn't mess up. Because remember, these are little fake hairs and it's not messing those up. This pushes it right in between. So let me teach you something really quickly while Ben vacuums the entire tri-state area. So I want to use this right here. And these kind of liquid shadows are very popular right now. I'm going to show you another brand. These are very popular, the House Labs. And then another brand that's similar is going to be On the Loose is where it's going to be. Hang on, let me grab another one. I want to show, this is important. It's coming closer. Found it. Also, he came in here and vacuumed. I appreciate it, but we have things to do. So this is the other one I was thinking about. This is the About Face. And then the other one is House Labs. And the reason we're talking about these, you'll see the one I'm going to use. We'll get back to that. They are a dry down formula. So I'm just going to put it here and it's going to completely dry down. Now, if you want this to stay like this, we would not use any kind of eyeshadow base. None whatsoever. So what I have going on here is I want to lay down color with this. I want this to be a base that I can continue to layer shadow over. This alone is very hard to layer shadow on top of. But if we just apply a little bit here, now it's not going to dry down and be long wearing the way it's intended, but what I am going to get is a wash of color. I was saying I get a wash of color that I can layer eyeshadow on top of. By the way, this one is from Half Magic. I don't know what we're doing. I never do. But I do know that I wanted some kind of really pretty springy green. Those creases don't matter because remember, we're just going to tap them into the base. And now we have a green tacky base. If I wanted to layer shadow on top of this, once it's dry, I wouldn't get that same effect that I'm going to want. I want a green base because I want to use that middle color. Feral Monday. Again, I'm still going to use that same technique, and of course I don't think I want to take the green all the way to my brow bone. Look at how nice and smooth that is now. We still need to set it with eyeshadow though. But if you've ever layered a long wear shadow like that on top of any kind of eyeshadow base, and you've wondered why your long wear base didn't work out for you, that could be why. If you want them to truly be long wear and budge proof, like so, it's not completely dry, but you can see it's staying. No base. No base. In fact, the moisturizer I have on is still going to hinder this a little bit. And I am going to talk further. I'm talking a lot today because I've missed y'all. But I'm going to talk more about even why our mascara might be coming up here. There are reasons why, and you're seeing that moisture. That could be why. So that's a different video, but it does give me ideas. I disappeared. Let me tell you why. I was looking everywhere for this palette. Makeup makes me so excited. So I'm grabbing this shade on an E28. And this is all still tacky, and I just wanted to layer this on top. I noticed that it's the same color. It's just a glowing version of it. Oh, that is so pretty. Y'all, this is from City Color, and this is so affordable. Look at how much fun this is. And this is it's called the 90s palette. They actually have a more authentic grungy vibe 90s palette as well, but this one is kind of, I get why it's 90s. I'm going to tell you why, because I remember having tons of these stickers and frog stickers that were this color. So it's more of the colors of our things in the 90s. But then there's a more authentic 90s palette too. Before I get all the DMs saying, that's not a 90s palette. I know, I was there. I'm going to take this. I'm just going to add a little bit of definition to the crease. I'm going to grab this shade right here on the tip of the brush, not on the side, because all I want to do is kind of tilt my head back a little bit and just push it into the socket. And the tip of the brush will fit there a lot easier than the side. But notice I'm tapping it out of the crease and I'm moving up just a little bit. And then once I have it moved up a little bit, then we can use the side to just really smooth everything. Just a little tiny bit. I don't really want to darken the crease because we're going to do a little bit of a graphic situation. Listen, it's Feral Monday and I want an icy pink brow bone. I love pink and green. I'm doing pink blush with this, by the way. Now, the reason I'm pressing is because I really want it to be a little bit more precise with the placement. And I wanted it to really be heavy right here. So if I swipe back and forth, I might get a little too wild. So then I'm gonna wipe my brush on Sheila. And then I'm just gonna start to sweep it over this way. Little things like this make such a difference. Fun. Listen, I was a bad girl yesterday and notice my face is not sunburned. SPF. I did not expect it to be absolute summer, and it does not hurt, and it shouldn't have happened. This is bad. Wear sunscreen. I'm bad, I know. But listen, I didn't expect it to just be summer in February, but it was. But I've always SPF on my face. No sunburn there. No sunburn. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do enjoy these. I'm just gonna start drawing some lines. These are from NYX. White is actually an easier one to start with because it's so easy to kind of just fix it with your fingernail. So if you ever want to just practice graphic liner, grab white. Fun. You know who I just thought of? One of my friends, her name is Monica, and she's on here, and she does super cool looks like this all the time. So if you do like looks like this, she does them, and she does a lot of education too. So I just wanted to give her a shout out because this reminded me as I was drawing it. Her name's Monica. I'm gonna tag her. Okay, so I am going to use gel liner today, and I still see that some of you are saying you have a hard time with liquid liners. I know that gel and a brush seems even more intimidating because it's like two products instead of just grabbing one. It's so much easier. I swear you have so much more control because of the consistency of gel. It's so much easier. So whenever I do liquid, I need to do that all in one swoop, but with gel, you don't have to, especially with an angled brush. I'm trying to keep this thin. I also feel like I have more control over how thin I make my wing when I use gel. And also there's so much less tugging. And as I'm getting older, my lids are a little bit looser. And it just glides right over. And I also feel that if you do have mature lids, a lot of times we have lines on our lids, and liners, they do tend to want to kind of go into that crepiness. And you can see that the gel just doesn't move. So it's just a thought I had recently. See how much control we have? So much more. And I feel that even if you have shaky hands, it takes more to mess up gel in a brush. Now I'm trying to decide. Oh, also another tip. Oh, I love makeup. I shut this immediately. So what I did is I scooped it out. If this is open, even for longer than 60 seconds, it is going to want to dry. And we want to keep this as nice as long as possible. So I finished up this eye, but I want to show you that I kind of let the liner dry down a little bit. Do you see that? That could have been a mess up with any other liner. But with gel, we just have more control. Now I do try to take breaks in between to blink. And you can always make it darker. We can pick up more right now. But as you get your shape. See? And this applies to doing any kind of liner. This could be just your daily liner. I'm not talking about this graphic liner. I picked up more, y'all. Okay. Figured y'all want to see this. I'm going to work on this a little bit more, but remember, I am doing it into my phone, so it is harder. If I come over here to my mirror, a lot easier. And I also find it easier to kind of, like I just mentioned, let it dry a little bit, then map it out, and then add more to the brush, and then fill it in. Because that least amount of product on there is so much easier just to map with, because you have so much more control. And also remember that we can turn our head to reach the eye, this inner part. I feel like we forget that we can kind of turn our head to figure it out and get in there. Now with black eyeshadow, I'm going to take the same E26 and I'm just bringing it over this way. And I'm just diffusing this line. This line doesn't need to be precise. Although this look it doesn't need to be anything. It's just abstract and out of control and fun. Fun. Now I'm telling you, I'm just having fun. That's what Feral Monday is about. I'm gonna go on top of the white liner with the black eyeshadow. And this just shades. I don't need it to be as dark. Just gonna add dimension. Cool, right? And then we'll grab our E28 again, and then we'll just kind of tap these edges. Still using the side of my brush, it just softens them. Let's pop on our lash. These are Full Moon from Rochelle Beauty. I love how natural they look in the front. Do you see that? I mean, obviously it's a big floofer, but they don't just cut off in the front. They kind of taper out and they look more like a natural lash would. I still need to push this one into my lash line. Listen, I want to try something. I want to do a very bright pink under eye. It's Feral Monday. But we're going to try this. I want to see what happens because this is a very interesting pink. This is from About Face, and this is a liquid eyeshadow. But I feel like this would be a beautiful blush transition. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. But remember, I just need to remind you, it's Feral Monday. We're going feral. I mentioned that to mention this. I'm going to put some oil underneath my eyes because that is, again, it's a long wear product, so it is going to dry down, but it's still going to have concealer, just like we did here. Think of that concealer as the eyeshadow base. But I still want to make sure my under eyes are very hydrated. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to let it dry down. And then I'm going to add the eye mask on top. But let's let this dry down at least 2 minutes. Now, I use this to kind of lock it in. That should be enough for both eyes, actually. Let me grab some and put it over here. Perfect. And I gotta shut my door. Ben's on all his calls. There ain't no telling what's going on. Ah! Whew. Okay. Let's make sure that's nice and even underneath the eyes. And let me shut my door. But if I get up, then I'll want to go get a snack. I'm not going anywhere. By the way, let's chat really quickly. Kosas. Have you ever noticed I don't use this? For one thing, the range, oh, matches my shadow a little bit. The range runs extremely yellow. So if you are looking for yellow undertones, please check out Kosas. That is a banana and a pajama on me. And for me, I have balance to dry skin. And I just feel like the formula just kind of hangs out there. It's nothing that just wows me. It doesn't do anything special on my skin. Again, lighter, but then banana in a pajama. And I want to tell y'all that I have probably bought 4 bottles. These 2 were sent to me, but I bought 4 bottles when this first was very hyped. And again, I feel like even the concealers, they're the same way. Just, it doesn't make my makeup heart sing. And you might be absolutely enjoying it. And you know what? That is one of the reasons I find makeup so fascinating, because this could be your absolute favorite foundation. And then you might not even like the foundation I use. But that's what makes it fun. It wouldn't be fun if there was only one brand and then we just all had that. Boring. But in case you were ever wondering, Kosas is not the brand for me. I just want to repeat this. I never want you to feel like me not liking a product means that you shouldn't like a product, or it means that it's a bad product, because at the end of the day, it's just that we're all different. So I never want my page, and that's why I don't bash things. If you've ever wondered why I'm not like, this is the worst foundation, because it's probably working beautifully for somebody else. But that being said, I certainly wouldn't partner with them, because that'd be a banana and a pajama lie. But you don't have to bash something to dislike it, and we're all different. Oh, look at that match. Also, I am sunburned. Oh, just even that out. And listen, can I just thank you all for your love? The fact that y'all are loving this as much as I do. When I say this, I mean the C42. It warms my heart. I have so many reviews. I don't want to spam y'all, but I am in awe, and I am so grateful. And your support, your kindness, I love y'all so much. Watch this do its stuff. Isn't that nice? Look, it even fits so nicely around my brows. And the fact that these brushes are being used on Adele. Makeup dreams come true. Let's do this side too. Satisfying. Some more here. Don't absorb product. So we're just gonna grab a concealer that is closer to my skin tone. And we're just gonna do a little bit. I love this one, still love my Sephora concealer. Remember, it's still I guess it's my job to try a bunch of different products all the time. But I just keep coming back to this one, the Sephora Best Skin Ever. It's so fantastic. And we're just gonna do a nice, thin, even layer. And the reason we don't want to do one brighter is because we're about to start adding brightness. We're using our C31 here. We want to add brightness in thin layers. Having this color closer to our skin tone is going to make sure that we're not going to have a gray cast. Our fine lines will be peeking through. I just did some recent reels on that if you want to see more about why we're using one closer to my skin tone. Now, a couple days ago, this was back in stock, and I'm gonna whisper so it doesn't sell out. I feel like if I whisper, it's not going to sell out as quickly. But I saw that it's back in stock, and this is the Exa Pink Corrector. And pink is a brightening color, especially in, I'm still gonna whisper, in fair to medium, almost medium tan. After that, we would switch to yellow as a brightener. And then for deeper skin tones, we could either use that yellow or we could switch to a peach as a brightener, not a corrector, a brightener. And brighteners go on top. I have videos on that, but we can do a refresher. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a little bit of this and we're gonna put this on top of the concealer. Now stay with me because I know you're wanting to see the other thing. We're gonna get to this, but this is pinker than this. Now let's blend this out. And we definitely want a small brush for this. We want more control. Smaller the brush, the more control. That's so brightening. And then the reason we're not gonna have that gray cast is because we already have that under eye balanced. I'm not just putting this right on top of the undertones that are already in my eye, like the blue and the purple. So it's nice and balanced, and this is how we can get a really bright under eye. And then we can even add more brightness with the powder, which we'll get there, but we're doing something. We're working on a makeup science project. And we have to do it in steps. I am having so much fun. I'm just gonna let it run. It's satisfying to watch. Plus, I feel like you'll learn. The more I can show, the better. Now, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't even know if this is gonna work, but I will say this needs a lot of moisture. We got a lot. There's no powder on my face. And let's just see what happens. We're just gonna put it here. It's kind of like a pre-blush situation. It's a lot of whispering today. I feel like we'll stay under control if we whisper. It's definitely pinker than the Exa. Now remember, this is an eyeshadow and it is going to set, so if we don't have enough moisture here, we could be dealing with a patchy chaos mess. Oh, ooh. It's definitely pinker in person than it is here. That's fun. Okay, do this side. Time of my life here. Time of my life. Oh no, you can see it there. It's pink. But it's obviously not a blatant pink because we don't want that yet. Also, I am very excited because we have a new pink powder. Gerard Cosmetics came out with a pink powder. I haven't tried it yet. We're doing a first impression here. Hang on. Let me get my composure. So this is very pink. We'll do some comparison videos too. Let's grab our setting puff. The setting puff. Just like always, we pick it up, but we're gonna even that out, and that just pushes it into the puff. It's not wasting. See, it's just all there. And if you wanna grab this little bit in a second, you can. No big deal, it's not going anywhere. It will not be wasted. Let's make sure this is nice and smooth. And let's go ahead and start to set it. Ooh. We're liking this. That's so blurring. That looks beautiful. See, and now I can pick up the rest on the back of my hand. That's pretty. This is definitely one of the pinker powders that I've ever used. I like that, but you would definitely want a pink under eye with this. That would have to be what you're after for sure, because it is very pink. But that being said, I enjoy a pink under eye. And another thing I want to mention is that you could use this as a blush transition. You wouldn't have to apply it all the way underneath the eye, just kind of where you're going to transition your blush. And I think this would be gorgeous. There is another shade, so there's another shade. But I wanted to try the pink one because I like pink powder. It's really beautiful, but it's definitely pink. So if you want a pink powder, we're going to have to compare this to Huda Beauty. That's what we're going to do. Really quickly, this is the Huda Beauty and this is the Gerard one. That's what I feel like it's more comparable to. Yep. We'll do an HD comparison. I'll film back camera with that. Unscented too. Let me double check. Yeah, I'm not smelling anything. It's so soft. Let's try this out. This is e.l.f. This is their new shiny bronzers. That's not what it's called. It's called the Luminous Buddy Bronzer. If I could teach y'all anything, I want to teach y'all that certain products, it's inconvenient. It's absolutely inconvenient sometimes. I still find it fun. Some products just need scooped out and warmed up. This is one of them. Anything to do with this putty situation, it is so much better if you scoop it out on the back of your hand and then kind of get it moving. Okay? It makes such a difference. So I'm actually gonna even this out on my hand, and then I'm gonna grab the C40 and we'll pick it up. But as inconvenient as this might be for some, it needs to be done or it's not going to be picked up on the brush properly, no matter the brush. The brush isn't gonna fit in there properly. It can be a rough ride. Now we're gonna grab a C40. We're gonna put this on the brush. I've never used this, so I'm not sure where we're going. Ooh, we're going to Makeup Town. Ooh, I like it. And I'm gonna tell you why I like it. I like how much red is in that. I like how it melted in. Please keep in mind there is no powder on the outer perimeter of my face where I'm going to be placing this. It's pigmented. That's beautiful. I like it. That's nice. I'm looking at it in my mirror. It's even blending into the powder nicely. Pretty. Let's put a little here just to keep that flow going. I will say, it's gonna need warmed up. Just keep that in mind. I love this. I love it so much. This is the Make It Forever HD. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go ahead and lightly set the rest of my face. I'm not picking up much. I'm only picking up one tap. And then with whatever's left, I'll just go over the main bronzed area because I don't want to cover that up, obviously. And if we cover it up too much, it could actually turn gray. I love this stuff. I swear, it's like putting on a filter. Anyway. And remember, we didn't set the rest of the face, so I'm just going to set with this. And as long as I don't build it up too much, it's not going to cover up everything. This is the same C42. These Beauty Creation gel liners are so much fun. This one's in like a neon yellow. I thought it would tie in nicely with our lid color, but a little bit more brightening. How nicely they go on. I think I have a code with them. Try code ROSE, and that would be a commission code. I make a small commission. Now I'm going to take this same shade, grabbing it in the center of an E27, and this is going to go underneath here. We're gonna add more blush in a second, but let's finish up this under eye. Now, whatever's left in the E26, it's gonna add some definition right under the lashes. Just a tiny amount. See that? That's fun. Let's do this. I'm absolutely feral. I don't know what I'm doing. Just having fun. That's what makeup's about. It's just like painting a picture. About this. Wanted to try it. I'm very excited. These are the new blushes from House Labs. Believe it's matte. It's looking matte. It's called Color Fuse Blush, and this is Dragon Fruit Days. It's beautiful. Now, I don't know where we're at on the pigmentation. That looks like quite a bit. That's really pretty. Now, remember, I picked up such a small amount. Can I tell y'all something? I have played in makeup for a long time, and if you've ever wondered why some things might not be like, whoa, that's crazy pigmented, because I've experimented for so long, I don't know how pigmented this is going to be. So I didn't just dig my brush in here. I literally just went, because I don't know what's going to happen. I could have put on way too much, and it's so much easier to build it up than it is to take all this off and start over. I just wanted y'all to know that, because I know I see a lot of creators that they just go in and they put on so much and they're like, whoa, that pigment. So what I'm really saying is just, I don't want y'all to think that products aren't pigmented, because I'm just so careful. I've been doing this a little while now, and I know that certain colors like this, they can be extremely pigmented. So I don't want to just work my brush in here. This could be wildly pigmented. Wildly. I would not like it. I want to do a pink lip with brown lip liner and really blend it out. This is actually affordable. This is from CoverGirl, correct? Yes. This is CoverGirl lipstick. The shade is Honeyed Bloom. We're going to start with a lighter brown. This is High Def Honey from Buxom. And then we'll add definition with a darker brown. But this is kind of our first blending color. And the reason I put the lipstick on first is that it's just so much easier. And I feel like lipstick lasts longer. You're able to trace it easier. You're able to blend it easier. It's just so much easier. I promise. Please try it. You won't be disappointed. And also, don't talk when you do lip liner. Yeah, I'll stick on my teeth. Another lip liner from Buxom, but this is the shade Creamy Chocolate, and this one's much darker, but we're just gonna add this to the edges. But we will be blending. Or not. I like it not blended too. It's pretty. By the way, I'm not done, but I wanted to say that this is a wonderful cool tone brown. Most browns are very warm tone. If you're looking for a cool tone lip liner, okay, but I need to blend this and I'll show you. Let me find my brush. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the lipstick, and then I'm gonna grab an E26 and just blend it together a little bit more. Then we're gonna grab a C30, nothing on it. I'm just making sure it's nice and flat. And we're gonna clean up the edges. And I wipe it every time. And it doesn't disturb the makeup around your lips. So I added this gloss. This is the NYX, this is Milky Gloss. The shade that I used is Milk It Pink. That's fun. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, I think I'm done. I've ran out of room. I've ran out of things to do. I love makeup. I love doing this. It's so much fun. I love transitioning blushes, and I love eye makeup, and I love lips. One thing that doesn't speak to my makeup heart as much is all of the heavy contouring. It's fun sometimes, but it's not something I gravitate towards. But oof, everything else. Tonight I'll be posting this wear test. I'm so excited. It's so good. It will be an ad, but it'll say ad. So all you gotta do is look for the first word of the caption. I have nothing to hide. Y'all are gonna love this. In fact, if you go read the comments on the actual tutorial I posted using it, y'all liked it. It's so awesome. It's so, so good. And I'm excited to post that. It's fun. All right, I love y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed today's Feral Monday look. And tomorrow I think we might recreate Zendaya's look from that award show. That's what we'll do. It's actually gonna be pretty simple. I love you with all of my heart, and we'll see you in the comments tonight.